These days, it seems like each news headline is worse than the last, but every once in a while, there's a story that doesn't make you want to crawl under your covers, and we'd like to tell you about one of them in a segment called The Kind of Story We Need Right Now. You're probably thinking, I've heard enough dramatic news stories this year to last me a lifetime. I don't need another one, but you might want to take a minute to hear this.
At a Kansas Home Depot, police responded to reports of a bomb threat at the store in Wichita. A customer alerted employees. A man inside the bathroom said there was a bomb in the building. Police were able to locate the man responsible for those comments, and that man told police he warned other guests to leave the restroom because he was, quote, fixing to blow it up, but had no intention of causing a panic. Man also told police others in the room laughed, understanding his joke, which I'm just now getting.
This is the kind of story we need right now. The news is filled with stories about someone calling 911 unnecessarily to abuse their white privilege. Finally, a story about someone calling 911 unnecessarily because they misunderstood someone who was taking a dump. And not only were the police called, but because a bomb threat is a very serious matter, they had to go to Home Depot, conduct an investigation, and interview witnesses. Imagine being the police officer who had to take those statements with a straight face. And did the suspect say how big a bomb he planned to drop? One eyewitness told police that he laughed when he heard the suspect's comments because he understood that the man, quote, was in a serious need to defecate and that he was attempting to provide a polite warning to the other patrons of the bathroom. That's an actual quote from an actual police report. Yeah. You know what? I might just change that word to defecate for the report. But by the time police were done with their investigation, the man had left the store, so they had to go track him down. Imagine taking a dump so big it ends with you getting pulled over. Officer, I don't even have kids. How could I drop them off at the pool? This is the kind of story we need right now. Every news story these days takes an insane left turn, but it's always a turn for the worse. Even the stories that start out nice end badly. A bear cub wandered into a family swimming pool and then ate their grandma? And then endorsed Trump? What a delight to hear a story that starts out terrible and then gets great. And frankly, it's also a delight to hear a story about good manners in a men's room. Usually the most polite thing that happens in a men's room is someone capitalizes the name of the person they're writing graffiti about. This new level of consideration is good news in my book. And speaking of news, can we just take a moment to imagine what it must feel like to be this anchor? 1 minute you're fresh out of journalism school, and then years later you're on television saying this.
He was, quote, fixing to blow it up.
But at least she could rely on her co-anchor to handle this story like a pro.
To Ethan now, please.
No.
Are we going to have to go to a commercial?
No, we're going to get it. We're going to get it.
Yeah, live your life, Ethan. You don't have to pretend that's not hilarious. Sure, the community's counting on you, but laugh it up. These anchors, by the way, are no strangers to hard-hitting news stories. After all, this is the same team that 2 years ago brought us this.
Police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store. And I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description. Okay, this is the guy they wanted people in Pennsylvania to be out on the lookout for. He's got a nose and some hair that goes like that. Oh, and now I'm getting word that police actually caught this guy, thanks to the sketch, no doubt. And I say, give that sketch artist a raise.
What is this town? Just a bunch of stick figures walking around taking dumps? Also, Ethan was having his fun there. He was clowning. God love you, Ethan. Life is stressful these days. Most of us spend every waking minute worrying about a pandemic, so it's a delight to take a 1-minute break to worry instead about someone dropping a bomb.
Which I'm just now getting.
So thank you to the man in that bathroom, and thank you to the KY3 News team, because this is the kind of story we need right now.